called Goon. Might win your case, might choke your ass. Don't come around here short my motherfucking money. I ain't tell your ass to commit no motherfucking crime. Go get your shit together now. I don't care your kids ain't eight, your mama motherfucking going blind, or your bitch ain't got no tampons. Better have my motherfucking money when this goddamn case starts. This week's episode of Law Goon's podcast is brought to you by Hot Shot Home STD Test. So I met this little chick, right? And, I slid back to her crib with her. I'm a little nervous because, my dick been itching for like 3 weeks. It burned a little when I pee. But I'm a real east side nigga, I ain't never wore a condom and I nuttin' every bitch I fuck. But she a little lame ass bitch talking about, you got a condom? We gotta use protection because we don't even know each other like that. Psh, lame ass. But, I keep a rubber in my wallet and shit, I showed it to her and shit, when she bent over, I put that motherfucker right on the motherfucking ground. So, I came in the bitch, right, and she gonna ask, did you come in me? I'm like, nah, baby girl, shit, you just real wet. She should be calling me in a few weeks, let me know, what STD we got and shit. Hopefully she'll share her antibiotics with me. Fellas, do you sometimes find yourself about to engage in a one-night stand and have not had a chance to check your dick, but don't want to behave like a dirty-ass nigga from Chicago who live on the east side? Well, Hot Shot Home STD Test is to the rescue. Simply urinate on a stick that can be conveniently placed in your wallet, and the stick will remain clear if you're okay. However, it can change colors ranging from yellow to black to let you know what STD you have. So never fail to get any rest and be assured with the Hot Shot Home STD Test. They can be picked up at your local gas station, made by the same company that makes Big Willie's male hygiene wet wipes. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Law Goon's podcast. As part of the Naked Hustle series, we have with us today AJ. AJ, introduce yourself.
Hey, everybody.
Okay.
Oh,
Fuck it. You said, hey, everybody.
hey, what's good? What's going on?
Okay. Okay, AJ, when did you decide it was good to take dick and ass? No, I'm playing.
Oh,
all right.
Straight to it.
All right. Give us a little history. Have you ever danced before? Stripped? Anything like that?
Yes. I started dancing when I was 18.
Okay. And how did you start dancing?
I got put on by this girl named Star. So what happened was I was working at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
I was working at McDonald's and I really, as you probably can figure out, I wasn't really making too much money. I was getting paid bi-weekly and it was just, I was on my own. I really didn't have enough money to take care of myself with the McDonald's check. I met this girl named Star. Her dance name is Star through Kaplan. Kaplan University.
Uh-huh.
We both were going there to be a medical assistant. I didn't finish. She did. Kudos to her. So TSU throws homecoming, a big homecoming every year. And we knew some guys who was throwing a party and looking for dancers. Mm-hmm. She's from Detroit, so she been part of that life before. The first time I ever hung with this girl, she pretty much took me around the way with her. I ain't know what she had going on. She took me to some guy's house. She went to the back room, came back, gave me $40. I'm like, what's this for? She just for you. I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. Cool.
So you got $40 while she did a dick.
Right, basically. So we did the party at TSU for TSU homecoming. And when I say I made more that night than I did in a 2-week period at McDonald's, I was like, fuck this. I ain't never flipping burgers again.
Yes. So I guess that was the end of you and Mickey D's, huh?
That was definitely the end of me at McDonald's.
Did you return the uniform?
I did not.
So you still owe McDonald's for the uniform?
Fuck them.
Okay, so you and your friend, like, did you all keep dancing together?
We danced together for a while.
Okay. And
we
this
did
was Out of it
house
was,
parties
where was it? Where did this happen at?
in Tennessee, Nashville, Antioch, surrounding suburbs.
Okay. Okay. All right, after you got made a foray into dancing, all right, how long did you dance with her?
I danced with her for maybe about 4 or 5 months. It wasn't long.
Okay. All right. And after that point, you tried to start dancing on your own or what?
We had a small falling out. We're friends again, but we had a small falling out, and I ended up coming back to Illinois.
Okay.
I was living
So,
with her at the time, so.
all right. So after the falling out, you start stripping on your own. Did you move into some other things?
Um, well, after the falling out, it wasn't that simple. I was in Tennessee for a while. I guess I did do a party or two on my own, but I came back to Illinois and I tried to have a square life. Like I tried to get a job and it just was not cutting it. I couldn't, after getting a taste of that money, I really couldn't picture just waiting 2 weeks to get a paycheck before I can do whatever. I needed the money in my hand now.
So you need that immediate monetary gratification.
Yes,
Okay. And all right, when you first started dancing, stripping, what do you prefer calling a stripper and a dancer?
it's the same thing.
Okay, okay. Some people might call it something different. Fuck it. All
People who
right,
get offended by it is ridiculous to me. It is what it is.
all right. Now, when you did your stripping slash dancing, did you primarily do parties or did you do it in the club?
I started out at parties and then I went to a club.
And from a personal standpoint, do you find clubs safer than parties?
Yes, yes, I
Uh,
do.
because
Pretty much.
sometimes you don't know who gonna be at the party. Might be some people that you don't fuck with. Might not be security. Somebody might come in that motherfucker shooting and shit.
Or you have a customer who's angry and has a vendetta or upset. That actually happened to me before. I did a party and one of the customers got upset and it got real physical and I could have died that night. I didn't have
Okay.
no one to have my back or security or nothing. In a club, I have that.
Okay. Now, when it comes to security and shit, what is your take on pimps?
Um, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. It's your word.
It's pimps are like car insurance. I'll say it
Okay.
like that. You really don't need it. They tell you you do need it in life, but they trick you into thinking that you need it. I'm paying car insurance for if I get in an accident, it's covered. But as soon as I do that, my deductible goes up and I end up paying more money. And really, I just fuck myself out of all this money because I got to pay it anyway.
Okay. So, what insurance did you get from a pimp, or do you believe you get from a pimp?
No, it's a trick. They trick you while you tricking other dudes. They make you pimps make you feel like, and from my experience, they make you feel like you need them. They give you the love that you're not getting because everybody else is just sex or a dollar. Everybody else is Benjamin Franklin to you. And you go home to this man who loves you, supposedly,
Hmm.
and y'all build, he basically living off you. Y'all build, it's your pussy and he living off you.
So you've had a pimp.
I had a couple actually. My dumbass.
Okay. Your first pimp. When did you have your first pimp, and how old were you?
I was 18 and I did not even know he did it so good. I didn't even know he was my pimp.
Oh,
But
damn.
now after establishing that I've had a pimp, I realized that that's what he was the whole time.
All right. Now, how did he finesse the situation so good that you didn't know he was a pimp?
We went out on a date one time, like a real date,
Hmm.
and I liked him. He was a heavy as far as uh, selling drugs. He had a lot of money. I was so excited about a fast lifestyle and the money that he brought in for himself and everything. I wanted to be with him.
Hmm.
So one time, something happened, and we're in the car with somebody who now I know was his connect, and he was trying to get some work, but didn't didn't have the full amount or didn't have it yet or something. So he's like, all right. Next thing I know, he tell me, hey, show my man a good time. So I'm like, what? Nah, for real. Show my man a good time. It's cool. So I was like, okay. I didn't really know what was going on.
Mm.
But so I left with Buddy. And next thing I know, we at in the back alley of somewhere in this big ass Yukon and shit. It happened. Next thing I know, he taking me home.
And so at that point, you still didn't realize he was sort of a pimp. You thought that you was like doing your boyfriend a favor or something.
Yeah, I was young. I was
Mm.
18. We're not, you know what I mean? I didn't really know what was going on. I'm like, okay, well, he need help getting on or blah, 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 whatever. I didn't know what the fuck. So after that, I think he did it maybe 2 or 3 more times. And again, you know what? Even when I left him, I didn't realize that's what he was. I just knew he was taking my money. So it got to the point to where someone else, he came back from the club and then he brought a bitch home, which blew the fuck out of me. Cause again, I liked him. I thought we were together.
Mm.
And he had me sleep in a whole nother room outside of our bed because he brought this bitch home. And I only know that because, well, obviously because I had to sleep there. But I left with one of his guys because he told me to go over there. He said, oh, I paid Q already. Like, you paid Q already. So I came back home after. Where's my money? Oh, I put it up. I put it up for rent. Um, okay. Why this bitch in my bed? Now me and him arguing. And
And what was his response?
some stupid shit. I don't even remember exactly. I just remember we was arguing. I remember Shorty was laughing. But then she was like, "What? I thought you said." But see, I don't know. I think he told her something completely different because I remember her saying something like, "Why is your cousin mad that I'm in the bed? Is she really your cousin?"
Okay.
Like crazy, crazy. It's a lot of stuff.
All right. So did you eventually like just say fuck him and leave him? Did y'all have a dispute?
Yes, that's when. Okay, so I lived with him after I lived with Star. So that's when I officially got on the Greyhound and went back to Illinois.
Okay. And you said when you came back to Illinois, you lived a square life.
Yes, I stayed with my grandma, and I stayed with her in Kankakee, try to go to KCC and get my nursing. I tried to get a job, and I couldn't do it.
Just shit wasn't falling in place.
I wasn't getting paid enough, and then it was just too much. I needed more money.
So when you left the dude who was your first pimp, did you take any money with you, or you just said fucking enrolled?
I said fuck it and roll. It wasn't no more money. He spent it on rent.
So he had spent all the money that came in, he was getting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when you got back to Illinois and you decided, you weren't making enough money, school wasn't going right for you, um, did you start stripping again or what?
Oh yes. Yes, I did.
So this time when you started stripping, did you have a partner? How'd you get put on the stripping in Illinois?
This time it's just all me.
Okay.
I was trying to get somebody to dance with me because I thought she was cute and I thought she could make some money, but she didn't really want to. Every girl want to low key be a stripper. That's where the lie is. They talk about strippers, they call them hoes,
Mm-hmm.
they call them dirty, but every girl got a song that turn them into a stripper, or they think they turn into a stripper,
Yeah.
and every girl secretly want to be one. So I don't get it.
Okay. So you made your foray back into stripping in Illinois. Did you see a difference between stripping in Illinois and stripping in Tennessee?
No.
Okay. Okay, so you're stripping in Illinois now. What's your plan?
What's my plan?
Yeah.
As far as what?
You're stripping. Okay, what you gonna do? Do you have a long-term plan once you started stripping?
Oh no, I was just gonna make all the money that I could. I did. It didn't fall through. But my plan really was just to make all the money and come up.
Okay. And did you eventually have another pimp in Illinois?
Yes, I've had 3.
In Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Who was your first pimp in Illinois?
We'll call him W.
Okay, we don't have to say his name. All right, we just describe this person. We just talk about it. We're not finna say his name. We don't have the. We're not DJ Vlad. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
like,
but
man,
your first pimp, just describe him for us.
he was tall, very flashy.
Mm-hmm.
He had lots of cars, lots of money. But what attracted to him was the dancers he had already.
So you like the fact that he had successful dancers, they had money, they were making money.
So I didn't really understand the concept. Again, now that I'm at the club, I'm 19, dancing in Illinois. And I walk in the club for the first time and I see 4 dancers that's there already while I went in for my interview. And 3 of them belonged to this pimp, but they were the prettiest. Their hair was the best. Their shoes were glittery and pretty, and just you could tell that they had their coin, like their money was coming in. And one of them, the bottom bitch of the crew, basically after I got cool with one of the other hoes that went with him, basically was like, "Oh, so do you have a nigga?" And I'm like, "No, I don't have a boyfriend. Like, you don't have a guy. You don't have a pimp. Like me, this person, we share a nigga." Like, that's her exact words to me. And I'm like, "Yeah, you cool with sharing your dick like that?" She said, "No, that's our pimp." So that's when the first time I actually really heard the term, because again, back in Tennessee, I didn't really even fathom what was going on with me and Q. So she starts showing me pictures of their home and, what's going on. I was homeless at the time because me and my mom was on bad terms, and I was dancing in the city. I lived in the suburbs. It was hard to get back and forth. So I would just get rooms here and there or just crash with people somewhere else. And she was like, "Oh, we got an extra room. We have space if you want to come, blah, blah, blah." And I was real cool with one of the other dancers. So she kept trying to just come home with us. Just come home with us. And then I met him, and he took me out to eat. So I thought it was weird, like that he left his quote unquote girlfriends to take me out to eat, and then try to, persuade me to come home. But the house, they had a condo downtown. It was beautiful. I never lived life like that before. I was just intrigued.
So it was what was up. So he had multiple girls. Like, did you realize this was a pimp?
At that point, yes. Okay. Yeah, they straight up told me that's what it was.
Okay, and you were cool with it?
I wanted to be down so bad. It was so crazy. They, like I said, when I saw them, they were so pretty. They had this nice ass condo. In my mind, I'm like, damn, they getting it. They making money.
So what's it like when the dude has he's a pimp and he has multiple girls? What's it like?
It's a lot of personalities. Everybody, it's pretty much like everybody in a relationship. That don't mean you fucking and sucking on everybody, but it's like everybody in a relationship. That's your wife.
Do some people have their days with him? It's like no one's allowed to get jealous. How does it work?
Okay, so him and his bottom bitch shared a room. So really, it was like that was her man, and we got him sometimes.
But he did have sex with everyone.
You know what? I never had sex with him.
You never had sex with him, but that was your guy.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, that's
It's a
fucked
mental
up.
thing. It's a mind game. I was having sex all day, every day. Sometimes, I mean, when we come, it ain't like we were deprived of sex. It's just we don't think to get it from him sometimes.
Okay.
I don't know if him and his bottom bitch, I think she got pregnant by him one time, but he made her get her abortion.
Okay. All right.
But that's
How long did you stay with him?
Ooh, um maybe a little under a year, maybe a little over. I don't know, maybe about a year, a little under.
So, like, did you get fired or did he fire you? Did you leave?
I saw how I didn't like it. After a while, I realized that I mean it's females, period, so it gets catty.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized that I wasn't really in a relationship with him, or we ain't really had this going on. I was I seen some shit go down between the bottom bitch and one of the other girls because she wanted to leave. Like
Mm-hmm.
they beat her ass. When I say they stumped her all through the house.
So who stomped her?
Now the bottom bitch stumped one of the other girls.
Okay.
All through the house. When I say I ain't never seen somebody get beat like that. Like in my life. I've been in fights. I never seen someone beat someone the way that she beat her just because she wanted to go. Just because she didn't want to be a part of this no more. You wanted to go. When I say they ripped that girl weave out her head, cut her real hair, fucked her face up so she couldn't go make no money, took all her makeup, took all her clothes, any money you bought or anything that was bought for you while under this roof, you weren't allowed to take. You was only allowed to take what you came in with. Brought him to
So,
the house.
so how did you leave?
Empty-handed.
So did you let them know in advance you were leaving, or?
No. So what happened was I'm a giving person. So me and my mom got back on good terms. And when I would go see her on Sundays or whatever, or if I asked to take a couple of days off of work and just go spend a couple of days with my mom, I was hiding money, and then I would hide money at my mama's house.
So what do you mean by like you had to hide the money you made?
Some of it, yes.
So like the money you made had to go to the pimp or the bottom bitch or like.
Right.
So the bottom bitch was like middle management.
Basically.
Okay. So you started having money with your mother, then what?
Um, like it was just me and her at the time, me and the bottom bitch. Like
Mm,
everybody else, the other two girls left. It was just me and her.
okay.
And something told me to leave certain shit at my mama house, but I took my computer and I took like some more clothes. I had obviously, my purse, and it had like my ID, my social security card, all that stuff in it or whatever. And she put it in the trunk. Something told me to not put my shit in the trunk,
Mm-hmm.
but I did it anyways. But then her and I got into it on the way home, and she put me out in Chinatown without any of my shit.
And you just said fuck it. You just started walking.
I called somebody to come get me, and I told them I had gas money at my mama's house. I said it in the car because me and her was arguing in the car about
Mm,
some dumb shit. And so you stealing? So now she wanted to fight
mm.
because I was stealing,
You stealing your own money.
basically.
That's fucked up. You shouldn't be stealing from yourself.
Basically.
Okay, so you got out the car, you walked away. Did you ever get your purse back, your ID?
No. But ironically enough, after that happened, all of a sudden I was wanted. And
What do you mean by
there's a
wanted?
girl, there's a girl who has the same name as me and
Yep.
birthday similar than mine. And all of a sudden, and I'm starting to wonder, and it's just could be my own little conspiracy theory, but I'm
Mm.
starting to wonder if somebody gave her my identification and she stole my identity
So
and
there's a
just
motherfucker running around with your government name and your
mm-hmm.
info, committing
Yep.
crimes under your name.
Yes.
That's man.
It's crazy.
I would call it a coincidence, but hey.
It is very coincidental that how all of a sudden after that happened, that all of this stuff started happening because the same it's like a day or two off for the birthday. And then the only difference is the middle initial.
Okay, so you moved on. You got away from the second pimp. So
Right.
what do you do now?
At this point, I'm by myself, but I'm living in a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody else I got close with said, "Oh well, you can spend the night at our house, or you ain't gotta, whatever." And I'm like, no. I don't want to impose. Like, I'm just staying in my hotel.
Okay.
Then I found out, I don't know why, because now that I think back, someone was definitely wrong with me, but I had a crush on this guy who always came to the club, and I didn't know who he was. And then I found out that I was her pimp.
Uh-huh.
So on some player shit, just because I knew he was a pimp, I folded up some money and I went and sat on his lap and put it in his hand. And I said, "This is a deposit for when I come home." And he laughed and he said, "All right, baby girl, see you soon."
Uh-huh.
And then after that, she was pushing me to come home for real because I did that, which was very stupid of me.
So you basically went and you recruited your own pimp.
Basically, my dumb ass.
Okay, now how many girls did he have?
1, 2, 3, 4. At the time, he had 4. When I came, it was 5 of us.
Okay, so did you all stay in a house, apartment, what?
We stayed in a nice size apartment in Lansing.
Okay, now how big was the apartment? I mean, you mean it was a good size, like have 4 or 5 rooms?
No, it was a 2-bedroom, but it was a large 2-bedroom. And 2 of the girls stayed in the main bedroom, and then the other 3 of us, well, I slept in the bed in the second bedroom. The other 2 slept on the couch.
Okay.
But they would bounce back and forth. Sometimes somebody would sleep in the bed with me. Sometimes they'll be on the couch.
Now, quick question: like, as far as your pimps, was there any violence involved between you and your pimps?
Yes.
Okay, your first pimp in Memphis, the one you didn't know was your pimp, was he violent?
No.
Your second pimp, was he violent?
No, he had his bottom bitch handle, that type of shit.
Okay, so did you ever get in any fights with her? Like any physical
No,
altercations?
we didn't.
All right. Now your third pimp, was he violent?
Yes.
And he had physical altercations with you?
We had one. That's when I left.
So the first physical altercation you had with him, you left.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently you weren't doing good with pimps because you 0 for 3 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you always make the decision to leave, and that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So with the third pimp, how long were you with him?
I was with him. Okay, so this motherfucker was really like my boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
And he just did a lot of stupid shit. And what pissed me off was that's at that point in my life, I was thinking that that's how I had to keep a man, by giving them my money.
Okay, now
because from 18,
how old were you?
When I got with him, 20.
Okay, so 18,
I was
19,
only with
20.
Mm-hmm. I was only with him for a few months. Like, it really wasn't long. We was only together for a few months.
Okay. And at what point you decided you wanted to leave him?
When I found out he was a dumbass lame and I was doing stupid shit by giving him my money. And that's when the epiphany finally came. Like, I think also my mom rang in my head too, because she was like, you know what? It's bad enough that you doing what you're doing, because I was doing more than dancing.
So your mother knew what you was doing?
Yes, because out the blue, like, I wasn't ashamed, and truth be told, she put me out here like that, so I got to get it how I get it.
Okay.
But she was like, it's not so much that you're doing what you're doing. It's your body. I wish you wasn't doing all of that. It's your body. But you giving your money to these men, for real?
Yeah.
You got to ask for your own money? She was like, I didn't raise you to be like that. And then Cassie
So
kept doing stupid shit.
so how did you leave him? Did you have to like have money to leave?
No, I just left. Again, like he was more like my boyfriend, and I just was giving him money, and I would just let him handle certain shit for me. I was trying to build a team for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so you weren't his bottom bitch. He had no bottom bitch, basically.
No, I mean I was, for the sake of the fact that we were trying to build a team, but it just didn't work out that way. So I left. He just kept. But one thing I can say is every time I needed him, he came through. Like if I needed to go somewhere or I was hurting real bad, he would put me up. Like we weren't together no more, but like if, all right, you ain't got nowhere to go right now, because it got to the point to where I didn't have a place. I stopped dancing because I forgot I can't even remember at this moment what happened, but I stopped dancing. And I think it was because that stuff that happened with the second pimp.
Just didn't want to dance anymore. You just said fuck it.
I didn't want to be around them. And I mean, like I said, it got very physical, so I didn't want to be around them.
So
but then I needed some money.
So you went back to it. Mm-hmm. All right. And did you have one more pimp after him?
No, that was it.
Okay, so that was your last pimp. So after that, you decided to be independent.
Yes. Renegade, what they call
it. They call y'all renegade?
Yes, renegade.
Okay, so after you became a renegade and you decided, that all income from your vagina would be yours and yours alone, did you see any difference?
Yes.
What was the difference? Was it harder, easier? Did you feel
easier, more confident? Because how you really a boss and you got clowns, leeches feeding off of you. You ain't really doing nothing. You helping another motherfucker come up. So when you finally do it for you, it's like then you realize fair exchange ain't robbery. Okay, you only want sex. You only want some ass. Okay, nigga, I only want my bills paid. So what's up?
Okay. Now, did you ever run up on any people that had like weird tastes? Like dudes
yes.
Oh damn, okay. Give us a weird story. Give us a few weird stories.
Okay. There was this guy who he looked like a little bookworm nerd. Like he was small head, glasses, real tiny, petite. And he was very nervous. And I'm like, well, what's petite. Wrong? What do you want? He was petite. I was like, what do you want me to do? Like, what's up? He was like, no, never mind. I'm like, no, it's okay. Tell me. I'm here. Like, whatever your fantasy is, I got it. That's what I'm here for. Mm-hmm. So he whispered to me, he was like, can you hold me and rock me like a baby? I said, what? Yes, you know what? Yes, I can. So he was like, okay, just rock me as a baby and then let me fondle on your titties. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Give me 300.
And that's all he wanted.
That's it. He sat on my lap. No lie. This man sat on my lap and I just rubbed his back and rocked him as he fondled my titties.
You didn't find that weird? I was like, fuck it.
Whole time I was calling him a whole bunch of weird ass bitches in my head, but I wasn't gonna fuck up my coin. That man was sick. He needed his mama.
Did it get any stranger than that, or was that like the highest level of strange you dealt with?
His dick got hard and he ain't want me to do nothing to put it down. So I just remember watching him beeline out the club.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Now, who do you run into more? Like, well, who did you run into more? Like married men?
Yes.
Okay. No, fuck it. So married men seem to like frequent the strip club more.
Oh yeah. But you know what though? Honestly, I feel like all niggas cheat. I feel like all men cheat. I rather you cheat with a bitch who don't give a fuck about your home life.
Okay.
If you cheat, you got to think about it. If you cheating with somebody, a lot of women, oh, but you paid this bitch for sex? Really? Blah, blah, blah. I can't believe you. Bitch, would you rather him start a relationship with somebody else and now I'm trying to burn your house up because he ain't called my phone? I'm keying his car, giving him headaches.
So
See,
essentially, it was business with you. You didn't give a fuck about what he did once he gave you your money and left.
people think they pay for pussy. You don't pay for pussy. You pay for me to leave you the fuck alone. You pay for me to let you go on about your business.
Okay. Hey, that's a good concept. Any more weird stories?
This guy paid me $500 to piss in a cup and watch him drink it.
So part of the 500 that you had to watch him drink it?
Yeah.
He was like he let you know, like, now not only can you piss in this cup, you got to watch me drink it.
He wanted me to watch him drink it. He wanted me to pee in the cup and he drank that shit. Nasty bastard.
Oh. Yeah, he a nasty motherfucker.
Easiest $500 I ever made in my life.
Didn't even break a sweat.
What, motherfucker? I gotta pee right now anyway.
Didn't even break a sweat, huh?
Basically. I was just, ugh.
So after you pissed in the, no, I'm playing. Pissed in the cup, gave him that shit. That's fucking weird. Did you find a lot of dudes coming in the club like trying to start relationships?
Oh yeah, people get their regulars.
I mean, as far as like, girl, you don't need to live like this. Come home with me.
Right.
And what was your take on
They
that?
always say you deserve better. When I first started in the club, I was 19. So when a young guy who I was attracted to or something would say something like that to me, I would think that they probably meant it like, oh, he right. Maybe I shouldn't be doing stuff like this. Then you fuck with them one or two times and you realize that they ain't shit and they just saying shit to get some free pussy.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? Okay, it sound nice. At that point, it sound nice. Show me.
So after a while, you just stopped paying attention to what the fuck these dudes were saying.
Yes. It's only actually one guy that I felt really meant that shit and would have took care of me. And I just remember I took him to the back and I remember freaking the fuck out because the condom broke. Mm-hmm. And I was scared. I was crying. And it's one of the realest shits that ever happened to me though, because he gave me his number to all three of his cell phones. Mm-hmm. He said, look, I promise you I ain't got nothing. However, go get tested, do whatever it is that you feel like you need to do to make sure you straight. I promise I ain't got nothing. These are all three of my numbers. If you get pregnant, let me know. I'll take care of it if you want me to take care of it. If not, we can raise it. Whatever you decide you want to do. These are three of my numbers. I ain't never finna make you do nothing you don't want to do. But if you happen to get pregnant, let me know. Don't just do whatever to my CD type. Like he just go, and I'm like, damn, this nigga really gave me all three of his motherfucking numbers. But we ended up being cool after that. I let him know I wasn't pregnant. Everything checked out at the doctor. Everything cool. And we just ended up seeing each other on a regular. And that happened actually when I was with my first pimp in Illinois. And he wanted me to leave him and move with him somewhere so bad. And he would always just, when he ran back through Illinois, he would check on me, schedule a date to see me because he knew I had to come home with money or a motherfucker would be tripping. Mm-hmm. And we lost touch after that though.
Now you said the backtrack, you said you had to come home with money. What do you mean by that?
Because I had a pimp.
So there was a certain amount you had to make every night.
No, what I mean is I can't be spending time with no other man, period, and not come home with no money because my man, quote unquote, my pimp is at home. So okay. I'm just kicking it with other niggas.
All right. So after you decided to become independent, how long did you continue to dance?
I danced until I was 24, maybe 23.
23. Okay, so from 18,
I think 23.
18 to 23, you had a 5-year, expedition into the life. Okay. And at what point you decided it was time to stop?
I got fired from the club I was working at.
I see you getting fired a lot, G. Sure, this was the life for you. You know,
I
you're
got
leaving pimps. You got fired. This don't sound good.
well, this is the first time I got fired. I left pimps because I was gonna make my own money.
Oh,
I got
okay.
I got fired from the club, and don't get me wrong, the manager of the club goes on a firing spree. It depends on how he feel that day with whatever chick.
Okay.
He will fire bitches left or right. However, I always told myself if he ever got to the point and disrespected me the way that he disrespected some of these other people, I would not come back, at least not there. Because I would never crawl back from my job after somebody treated me so low.
Okay. So he disrespected you. You was just like, fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, did you sadly leave what they call, what did you call it, the square life?
Um, yeah, I guess I still was doing like back page and stuff and did a couple parties, but
You weren't just into the life the way you were previously.
right. I think now I think I left the club. I've been out of the club for maybe about another 5 years now, 4 or 5 years since I've been in the club. And I'm just now the past couple years living check to check square life.
And what, like, do you like it more? Are you happier with the square life? You know?
Yes and no. It's benefits of each life.
Mm-hmm.
Square life, I gotta wait for my check to come in and shit get hard and you gotta worry about where money coming from. And if you but I got kids now and I have a daughter, so I'm not really trying to have her see too much. But at the same time, a part of me be like, shit, she young, she don't know what the fuck going on. I need a check.
So it's like, but you're happy. You know, you're content now.
I'm content with my family and with the fact that I don't really have to worry about too much and I can spend time with them. However, I do miss the money coming in. I need square life is not for me. I should
Mm-hmm.
say it like that. It's for some people, but it's not for me. Do I want to go back and do exactly what I was doing? No.
Okay.
But
Need your
I definitely need
coins.
something with, yeah, I need something with quick money. I was not supposed to be a broke bum ass bitch ever.
So you consider, like, to some extent, you consider leading the square life a step backwards.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Relationships. Did you find having like a relation? Did you have like a problem trusting men after having pimps and after being in the club?
Yes.
Because like in your mind, you thought anybody could cheat.
Everybody cheat. But my thing is, if you're going to fuck a bitch, fuck her and leave her alone. If you want to see what the pussy like, see what it's like and leave her alone. Should nobody be calling my phone? Should nobody be don't be starting relationships when you already in one. You can't even take care of this relationship. Why the fuck you trying to get another one?
God damn. So
That's for every man.
did you have any women like calling you like, you fucking my man?
Um, I don't think no, nope.
Oh, so you dudes you dealt with were able to pretty much handle that life.
Yeah. As far as me fucking their man,
Uh-huh.
like while I was at the club,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't remember that. I don't remember that happening.
Okay. You was able to avoid that problem. That's what's up. All
Mm,
right. Got anything more you want to say?
I don't know. You got any more questions?
Um, your take on guys who want you to do weird things to them. You ever had guys come at you like, hey, play with my ass?
Yes.
All right, goddamn. I'm starting to see this as a trend. All right, what was your response to that?
Play with their ass.
Oh, whoa. What the fuck you mean by like play with their ass? Well, shit. I mean, I put it out there, but like what? Like penetration, a finger, a tickle.
Um, some of everything. There was guys who wanted you to take a beer bottle and shove it up their ass.
Excuse me.
Some I remember some dude wanted me to take a beer bottle, put a condom on it, you shove it up their ass, and he wanted me to play with his dick at the same time.
So was he afraid the beer bottle might have had an STD? That was the purpose of putting the condom on it.
Maybe the glass breaking or something.
Oh damn. Yeah, because glass can't go through latex. Oh.
It's an extra barrier.
So like, so while he got the beer bottle hanging out his ass, right?
And it make it, the lubricant.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
Gets
hey, I'm no one to judge. That's not my cup of tea. But hey, do it make you happy, people. So like, were these like normal dudes?
yes.
Like these are regular everyday dudes. Like you see him, he don't look like he like beer bottles up his ass.
Man, let me tell you, people think that only a certain type of guy goes to the strip club and pay for pussy. Every guy, every single one that you could think of, every type pays for pussy. The guy that motherfuckers had crushes on in high school and got all the girls,
Uh-huh.
he gonna come pay for some pussy. The guy who got all the money, he gonna pay for some pussy. The guy who ain't got no money, he finna pay for some pussy. The football star finna pay for some pussy. The math geek, he finna pay for some pussy.
So there is no type. All these
There's
motherfuckers paying for pussy.
all of them.
And they, like, do you see a problem with it? It's like a regular service, correct?
Yeah, at the end of the day, you start to see it, they all got the same face, and it's blue.
It was green at the time. These blue faces knew, ain't they?
Well, it was some blue faces came out while I was dancing.
Okay. Damn, it's like, man, motherfuckers, regular dudes out here saying play with that. Now, did any women ever come in the club, ask for anything from you?
Yes.
And what was your take on that?
I did not perform anything like that with a female. The most I've done there's some girls that has. Um, the most that has happened with me is like I'll probably be giving her man some head and she playing with my pussy or something. Or I remember giving two fat lesbians a lap dance and they pissed me off.
They pissed you
I just
off.
knew
You
they
gave them a
pissed
lap
me
dance
off.
and didn't like it. That's fucked up.
Yeah, well, because one of them stank, and then the other one, they both were pretty,
Mm-hmm.
but one of them stank, and that was blowing me because I smelled her through her clothes. And they just kept rubbing on me and just doing, which I mean, I don't mind. They was paying what they weighed, so it was cool.
Hold
But
on, you just
it's
said they was
just,
paying what they weighed.
yeah.
God damn, G. God damn.
They had me in there for a minute dancing for them. They just wanted me to dance for them, and I'm like, okay, cool. But it was just a lot. Motherfuckers was trying to play with my pussy, and it was just a lot.
So it's safe to say you don't like fucking with women.
It's not that. I'm just not gonna put my mouth. If I'm gonna put my mouth on a woman, it's gonna be somebody I like.
But a woman couldn't pay for that service.
If she was paying enough, she could have, but they weren't paying enough. They weren't paying enough.
Okay, they wasn't upping enough coin for that. Okay.
Yeah. You gotta charge for this. First of all, you gotta wash that cat.
Okay. Thank you so much for the interview.
You're welcome.
Got anything else you want to say? Any
I don't
message
know.
to the young ladies think about entering the naked hustle?
Don't get a pimp. Keep your coin.
So anti-pimp for life.
Anti-pimp for life. Because you can do it by yourself. And it's gonna be a man that love you regardless.
Thank you, everyone. This has been this week's episode of Lawgoons Podcast. We can be reached online at lawgoon.info and on Instagram at jurisdoctorgoon. You everyone out there, you be easy.